The nice part about the city of Lancaster is that the City Council has understood that we can't take our economy for granted. Job creation in Lancaster is paramount. We have what we call a jobs housing imbalance, which is to say that we have many people that live here because they can afford the housing that we have, and the job growth simply hasn't kept growth with that housing growth. So we estimate we have about 60,000 commuters that hit the freeway every day that live here that have to drive to Los Angeles to get a paycheck. In an interesting way, that helps to diversify our economy, meaning that those paychecks come back to the Antelope Valley and get spent. Traditionally, we've had a backbone industry, and that is aerospace. Currently, about 6,000 people at Plant 42 and about 11,000 people out at Edwards Air Force Base, combining for 17,000 people working in aerospace, is our backbone industry. But many years ago, the council jumped into a program of economic diversification. That is to say that the backbone industry that we have today is something we'll always have, and we'll fight to keep that. By the same token, we want to diversify, and so we've done that. Towards that end, we've had warehouse and distribution, manufacturing. You mentioned the BYD company is the most recent, but we have folks like Deluxe Check, Lance Camper, a number of machine shops that have helped to diversify this economy for a long time. We did an analysis that was announced at the Mayor's Business Roundtable last year that shows that there really is not going to be a lot of opportunity for manufacturing to expand in the San Fernando Valley just because there's no sites left. And even though Santa Clarita you think would be the next step in the line, they also don't have many sites left. And so the conclusion of CBRE, the real estate firm that did it, is that the Antelope Valley is well positioned to capture manufacturing and employment in Southern California. When I was growing up here, there was a sense of community that existed in the downtown, and we've gotten that sense of community back. And again, council vision, implementation by the staff. The second thing, and I can't overemphasize this, is we're pretty proud of ourselves as public sector partners. The pure truth is this absolutely would have been a complete flop without the private sector, and actually without a single developer. A gentleman named Scott Ehrlich, Insight Development. He hired local folks, entrepreneurs that wanted to start companies. He fed them seed capital, advice, and leased them space to get going. And now he's actually, in almost all instances, allowed them to purchase the building that they're in, stepped out of their business, worked it out so they no longer needed his initial help. And so we really have 50 new companies, 50 new entrepreneurs, 50 families that have come into downtown Lancaster and are succeeding as shopkeepers and restaurateurs and all of the things that make that downtown so wonderful. So we have had a pretty unique situation. A city that candidly spent $10 million down there from redevelopment funds. That's what the source of those funds were, and what a shame to think that those monies won't be available in the future. And then add again the whole philosophy that the entire city's in a position to help job creation and economic development. Look at what the Parks Department does. But to step up for the downtown with the boulevard and the magical Christmas and the go-kart Grand Prix, we all know how much work goes into that. And the businesses just couldn't be more delighted. And the town couldn't be more delighted. We recently won. They were proud of the fact the Valley Press established them as the best free entertainment in the Antelope Valley. Absolutely. It again warms my heart to walk in the downtown and see families that are down there having a great time and haven't spent a nickel to get in. They're just there as citizens of the city of Lancaster. So that's been quite gratifying, and I was on the team that helped put that together, and I'm very proud of that, although I feel like there's so many other fathers and mothers of that success that stand in line because really people have made such a commitment to it. Something we all should be proud of, and it certainly shows that this stuff can happen today in an environment that sometimes you think isn't all that friendly to business in our state. And so we work awful hard at the local level to overcome anything that may be perceived as a shortcoming at the state level.